Domnule ambasador, în acest an, Republica Moldova marchează 25 de ani de independență. În pofida unor temeri și îngrijorări care au fost manifestate un sfert de secol în urmă de către mari actori internaționali, precum Germania, Franța, Marea Britanie, Statele Unite au decis totuși și în decembrie 1991 au recunoscut independența Republicii Moldova, iar în martie 1992 a deschis misiunea sa diplomatică în țara noastră. De ce, în opinia dumneavoastră, Washingtonul a decis să recunoască independența Republicii Moldova, un stat atât de mic, în comparație cu superputerea care este Statele Unite?
I remember very well when the Soviet Union dissolved, and really the entire world changed. My whole life I had grown up in the Cold War, and suddenly we saw what we felt was a new opportunity for everyone, including the republics of the former Soviet Union. So it became a policy priority for the United States to set up embassies and to extend diplomatic recognition to the new republics as quickly as possible, for a variety of reasons. One of them was to ensure that stability was maintained, but also to start a new chapter in history where instead of having this constant uneasy relationship of being adversaries, we could actually share our experience, we could be friends, we could encourage trade, we could encourage travel, which was almost impossible in Soviet times, so that we could all get to know each other and help these new countries chart the correct path for themselves, not necessarily on a US model or even a European model, but on a constructive path forward. So for us it was a priority. We were hopeful at that time that the former republics of the Soviet Union, including the Russian Federation, would join some of the international groupings such as the European Union, even NATO, open up a common market, anything like that. Unfortunately, that did not happen completely. It certainly did not happen with some of the republics. But with Moldova, we still have a lot of optimism that Moldova will continue to follow a European path, embrace European values, and become a productive partner in the world community.
Domnule ambasador, cum ați caracteriza etapa actuală a relațiilor de colaborare dintre țările noastre?
I would say the relationship has been positive. As you noted, we've had diplomatic relations with Moldova almost from the beginning. There have been setbacks and there have been disappointments, but one has to remember what it was like here when it was a Soviet republic, and then one has to admit that things actually are better. There's still many, many problems to be resolved. We are not going to give up. We are not going anywhere. We have tried to help from Moldova from the beginning. My country has contributed well over $1 billion, actually $1.4 billion in assistance to Moldova in a whole variety of areas, including economic growth, military relationship, cultural relationship, also democracy and governance, trying to help Moldova to conform to European standards, and we will continue to work with whatever government is currently in power, and with our goal being that this country needs to be more prosperous and more democratic.
V-ați referit la asistența acordată de Statele Unite țării noastre și în acest context am putea aminti că unul dintre cele mai mari proiecte a fost acordul Millennium Challenge Corporation semnat în 2010. Ați putea numi volumul total de asistență oferit țării noastre de către guvernul american și în ce domenii a fost distribuit acesta, care au fost proiectele principale?
That particular project was for 5 years. It ended last year. It was a very successful project. It was also our largest foreign assistance project here in Moldova. It was more than $260 million invested in projects that were designed to improve high-value agriculture and particularly distribution of agricultural products. And we did it in two different areas. One was to refurbish and build a highway, the 92-kilometer highway to Soroca, to serve the northern part of Moldova, and that would allow easier transport of agricultural products. And we also refurbished 10 Soviet-era irrigation facilities to improve irrigation for farming throughout Moldova. The project was very successful, and in addition to these projects, we also were able to institute governing structures such as locally based water usage authorities that introduced really a new concept on how to manage resources such as water.
Domnule ambasador, până a veni în țara noastră, ați activat în Rusia, în Ucraina. Acum sunteți un diplomat de top american în țara noastră. Pornind de la experiența pe care ați avut-o, cum vedeți perspectivele de dezvoltare ale țării noastre?
Well, obviously there are similarities between Moldova and some of the other republics of the former Soviet Union. There's a Soviet legacy that they all begin with, but I would also say that all of these countries are very different. There are definitely shared challenges, particularly I would say with Ukraine. But again, Moldova has to follow its own course, and I think Moldova is actually doing that. That course, I think, has to lead to Europe. I think that's really the best alternative. But at the same time, it's very important for Moldova to cherish its neutrality and to cherish the fact that both historically and geographically, it's always tried to maintain a balance between, for example, its large neighbor Russia, as well as Europe. And I think that we're already seeing a slight improvement in the relationship with Russia. Hopefully that will result in opening up the Russian market. At the same time, Moldova's exports have increased to the EU. And with Moldova signing the association agreement with the European Union, I think that the benefits to the people of Moldova are going to be tremendous, not just economically, but also in bringing certain standards and values from Europe that are very much needed in this country. The main thing is to not lose hope. This country is only 25 years old. My country is 240 years old. So we're very happy to share our experience. We don't have all the answers, but we definitely want to help Moldova.
Evident, 25 de ani de statalitate pentru istorie nu este o perioadă prea mare. Și poate anume din aceste motive, dar și din alte cunoscute, în prezent în societatea noastră tot mai des se vorbește despre viabilitatea statului. O parte dintre societatea noastră vede viitorul țării în comunitatea europeană, o altă parte privește spre est, un segment important își dorește unirea cu România, pe când celălalt crede că ar trebui păstrată statalitatea țării. Evident, până la urmă, poporul trebuie să facă această alegere, dar în opinia dumneavoastră, de ce factori ar trebui să țină cont oamenii atunci când iau o decizie de acest gen? Ce trebuie să întreprindem pentru a susține acest test de viabilitate?
I think it's very important, and certainly it is our policy, and I think it's also the policy here, that Moldova needs to remain a sovereign and independent country inside secure borders. Joining Romania, for example, as a means to get into the EU, or for whatever reason, is really it's not a practical it's not a practical choice, and it's not a choice that's going to make things better here in Moldova. What will make things better here in Moldova is for the political class and for the people of Moldova to all cooperate in making this a better country for Moldovans. Moldova is not Romania. Moldova has its own unique history and its own unique challenges. Among those challenges are the fact that it is a multi-ethnic country with people speaking different languages. We of course have the issue of Transnistria that isn't, that is not even under central government control, but which needs a special status. That is the ultimate goal, but a special status within the Republic of Moldova. The potential here is great. We have an educated, hardworking population. There's much promise in certain sectors in addition to agriculture, and that includes things like textiles and IT. It is unfortunate that so many Moldovan citizens since independence have left Moldova because they weren't able to find jobs, or they didn't see a future for themselves. I think it's very important to try to make things better here so that at least some of those people can be attracted back to Moldova to contribute. There are many Moldovans who would love to return, if they felt that they could contribute, and that if there was some chance that the things that are so problematic now could be resolved. It's not easy. A lot of people have lost faith in the political class and have lost faith in the government. It's important not to lose faith. It's important to have enough confidence in themselves as Moldovans and to recognize themselves as Moldovans, as a specific nationality in a specific country, to make this a better place.
Excelență, cu ocazia aniversării a 25-a de la Declararea Independenței, care ar fi mesajul dumneavoastră, urările pentru cetățenii Republicii Moldova?
I would only say that I've lived here a year and a half now. I feel myself very much a part of this country, and I think I speak for my country at large when I say that we want the very best for Moldova. This is not an issue of geopolitics. We want the government of Moldova and the people of Moldova to do what is best for Moldova, not what's best for us or for Europe or for Russia or anyone else. And that has to be constantly in the minds of those who make the decisions in this country, but it also means that the people of this country have to make their government accountable. They have to insist that decisions have to be for the benefit of the people. And this can be done because the potential is there. Moldova, for being such a small country, has a lot of potential and a lot of resources that can make it a shining example, not only in the region, but for all of Europe. So I congratulate the Moldovans on 25 years of progress, and there has been progress. There have been setbacks, but there's also progress, and I wish them continued progress. Most of this will depend on themselves, but to the extent possible, my country and our other partners are perfectly happy to assist.
Domnule ambasador, vă mulțumesc pentru acest interviu și sper că relațiile moldo-americane vor avea o evoluție fulminantă. Mult succes!